Hey everyone, this is Dan Charles with Lite Forex. It is Saturday, April the 11th. I'm going to break down the major Forex pairs. Please subscribe to the channel to get more videos. Hit the like button if you like my accuracy and what I bring to this YouTube channel, and go to the link in the description below this video. Okay, let's start with the Australian USD. So we've gone on a pretty good run the last several days on the Australian USD. 6,300 is going to be the support. I think this could be ready to pull back next day. It just has all the look of a pair that's going to pull back. But let's see if it can hold 63. If it doesn't pull back, it's got to break 64. And if it does that, it will be ready to pull back anyway. But you just look at the weekly here, and you see this breakout, pullback, breakout. I just see this pulling back early in the week. And that's basically how I see it. Let's see if the Australian futures show anything different, and they really don't. This really looks like we're ready to pull back. 63, it's that same support price. Might be able to hold that and continue, but even if it holds that and continues, breaks 64, we'll be pulling back pretty soon after that. And then you got to look at 62 support next. But yeah, I'm going to be expecting a pullback on the Australian USD. Okay, we're looking at the Euro USD. Euro USD, look how choppy the weekly is. We've got the weekly chart here. Very up, down, up, down. The 240 is showing we're hitting some resistance at 109.52. The 60, you can see that resistance at 109.52, and we're starting to drop now. Let's see if it can hold 109. But yeah, this does look like it could come back. Here's the pattern: breakout, pullback, breakout, pullback. Let's see if this can hold 109. Let's take a look at the futures. Futures look a little bit sideways. Not really too much to look at here. It does look bullish, I gotta say. It does look bullish, but it just looks like it's ready to pull back for the time being. So this could pull back, hold 109, and then continue the break. So let's see how that plays out, but that's kind of what I'm expecting, that pullback. Pound USD. So Pound USD is having some trouble breaking this resistance. So the high on March 27th was 1.2485. The high yesterday was 2487. So it's pulling back roughly around that price, and 1.25 is the resistance. You can see that pretty easy right there. The monthly chart is definitely showing that there's more upside, but I think we might pull back before we continue this uptrend. You look at the 240, look at the 60. It is hitting that resistance, pulling back. There it is there, blown up, the 60. So you can see here this trend hitting that wall, and now we're starting to come down. So yeah, it just looks weak. Now yesterday was a holiday in the US and Canada, so volumes were off. The futures weren't even trading, so that has to be noted as well. But yeah, this just looks weak right now. So let's see if it can pull back and hold 24. And then we'd be looking at 23. So the higher time frames, the weekly and the monthly for sure, are showing there's more upside. But the daily and the lower time frames are showing we could be pulling back. So let's see if it can hold 24 would be the first thing. If it comes down, holds 24, and then starts turning around strong, I'd be looking to get in, and it would, with anticipation, it's going to break through 25. So we'll see. Let's take a look at the futures contract. Oops, futures contract right here. All right, so here's the futures contract, and it does look weak as well. It is pulling back at that resistance at 25, just like it did here on the 27th. Put a lower high on the 31st and another lower high on the 2nd. Needed to pull back. I called the pullback here, and then I called this breaking out here. So now I'm saying that it looks long-term more bullish, but I think we might be coming back. New Zealand USD. Now, just like the Australian USD, this one is looking very similar, of course. They tend to look similar trading. Resistance at 61. You can see that. Yeah, this one looks like it could come back as well. Higher time frames do look like there's more upside, but look at the pattern here. Down, up, down, up. Let's see if this comes down. 60 is going to be a very important support. If it busts through 60, then that would be a bad sign if you're a bull. You want to see it hold 60. But yeah, this looks like it will come back as well. Let's see if the futures, I'm sure they're going to say something similar. Yeah, so there you see the high on the 9th, 60.93, pulling back, showing that resistance at that 61 price. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, let's try that again. 61, right there, pulling back. Yeah, it just looks like it wants to pull back next day. USD Canadian dollar. Okay, so this was trending up. We had drew in this trend line before, then it broke down. It was looking more bearish when I looked at this on the 6th. It was still trending up, but the pattern, it's trending up, but the pattern was up, down, up, down, up, down. But this really signaled to me that this would break down. It broke down, still holding support though. This support at 1.40. You can see the lower highs the last few days. Resistance is showing now at 1.40, so that was the support. Now it's the resistance. This does look like there's more downside than anything. The monthly is showing downside. The weekly is showing we're in this very choppy pattern. The daily is telling me that it's a little bit mixed. You know, it's looking bearish, but I could see this having a rebound as well soon. Let's take a look at the Canadian dollar, because that is going to be looking like the opposite. Okay, so the Canadian dollar hit some support here at 71.115, 2 days in a row. It hit that same low, but it hit resistance at the high here, so it's having a tough time with this high 71.790. You can see it put in a lower high on the 7th, and then on the 9th it came up. It did go through that high, but then back down. So it's where it closes, not where it goes to, and it closed below that resistance price. So that's showing a sign of weakness, but it is showing holding this support. This does look weak. This looks like this should come back, and the USDCAD should have a rebound. If we look at the 240, now the 240 is showing more upside. It's looking more bullish than anything. The 60 is doing the same, but it's showing that resistance here. So I'm going to be playing this one. You can see it's clearly trending up. You can see it's holding this support around 771. Yeah, so if this, obviously, if it breaks out and breaks strong, then I'd be more on the bull side. But this one's kind of a wait and see because I'm seeing signs of weakness, but it looks like it's looking more bullish. So I'm going to be mixed. It looks more like it's going to come down and the USD CAD will rebound to the upside, but it's really a wait and see. Okay, lastly, USD yen. Now USD yen had this big breakout. It was overextended. I called it dropping. I called it going lower. Then it hit support at 107, and then I called it going back up, holding that support. And now it hit some resistance at 109.50, going a little bit sideways. And during the week, I was waiting for this to break out. It needed to break out to continue this uptrend after the pullback. But it's looking more weak than anything. The weekly chart's looking quite weak. The monthlies, well, last month was obviously a pretty strange month if you're looking at the monthly chart here. We're very sideways. Look at the 60. Just in this range. And the range is 108.32, 108.48. It does look more bearish, but when it's sideways like this, it can really go either way. So it's a wait and see just looking at this chart. Yeah, it definitely looks more bearish than anything. But let's take a look at the yen futures contract. Yeah, this clearly looks more bullish than anything. It's holding support at 0.0092. So yeah, breaking out on the 240. Let's blow the 240 up here. Yeah, you can see that support on the 240 right there. It's trying to break out right now. It definitely looks more bullish than anything. It's not the strongest looking candle by any means, but I'm leaning more to the upside on the yen and more downside on the USD yen. Okay, that's the breakdown for the 11th of April. Please subscribe to the channel. Go to the link in the description below this video. And have a nice weekend. Thank you.